Greetings, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of the 30-day Master Life, Master Your Life Masterclass. All right, I want to slow things down just a little bit because I know I've given quite a bit of information and it takes time to process and adapt. So, in this process, what I want you to do to further benefit yourself is to one, take notes, two, chart your progress. So, you can do that with a journal, you can do that with a calendar. Your process is your process. I'm going to eventually come out with a tool that will assist in that process. Right now, you can ask your device. What would you ask your device? Ask your device for a health tracking calendar. You can modify that however you want, or you can create your own if you're, pretty good with the spreadsheet and all of that, or just taking notes. Journaling is probably the best because journaling, you're doing a day-to-day scenario and you're watching your progress and you are making notes and you're able to reflect back on that and be able to be really in the flow. Flip back to yesterday, review, deal with today, document, and repeat tomorrow. So we're going to do a flip back. So yesterday we talked about Edgar smoothie. I gave you the four primary ingredients from my awareness for putting in that smoothie to deal with high blood pressure, diabetes, basically detoxing the entire body, cleansing all of the organs, all of the body systems, and what have you, in order to really arrive at homeostasis. Basically, get rid of any potential for disease. If you have issues, the way to reverse the issue is to give the body what it needs so that the issue doesn't exist. If you do that beforehand, it's called prevention. If you do that after the fact and you go back, you allow your body to go back to homeostasis, they call that healing. I call it just being healthy because the word healthy is heal thy, heal thyself. And remember in the beginning, what I said was this is your body, your body. It doesn't belong to anybody else. So you're responsible for taking care of it. And my job is to teach you how, or basically to share with you experiences that you will employ in your day-to-day practices to allow for that. So yesterday, again, I shared with you Edgar smoothie. We're going to have a workshop on Edgar smoothie. And in that workshop, we're also going to talk about sea moss and how to mineralize the body. So I'll be mentioning that date soon. Haven't put it on the calendar yet, but it'll be within 2 or 3 weeks. And the other thing I would like for you all to do to help me be accountable and keep me on track is when you're on YouTube and you're watching this video, thoughts are flowing, you're having questions and what have you, you're having answers and so on. Put a comment below. When you put a comment, a question, it gives me an opportunity to have dialogue in order to further the conversation and also to help you move forward in your awareness of optimal health. You okay? Backtracking again. Day 2, I talked about oil pulling and the benefits thereof. If you don't recall that, or if you haven't watched that video, go back now and watch that video so you can get the awareness of the benefits of oil pulling. Day 1, I talked about the juice of half a lemon or a lime in room temperature water first thing in the morning. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that video so you can gain awareness on the benefits of using that lime water or lemon water in the AM to bring those electrolytes into the body, to alkalize the blood, and to ignite your energy so you don't have to drink coffee. So those are the first 3 days. And on those days, I use the organ clock to illustrate the times of day that our organs are functioning optimally and how you are to get in alignment with the energy of those organs. So 5 to 7 a.m., large intestines. 7 to 9 a.m., stomach. Today we're going to move on to the spleen, but we're not going to get deep into the spleen. We're going to touch on some things. And I'm going to share with you today a breathing exercise. Most of you who have followed me for a while are aware of this breathing exercise, may have practiced it. I'm going to say this. If you have practiced this a little, you need to practice it a lot. If you haven't practiced it at all, you don't know, aware of it, once I share this with you, you need to put this into your day-to-day, every day, throughout the day practice, because it's a simple technique and it doesn't take much in the way of concentration and focusing. And it actually allows you to concentrate and focus on your body. One of my mantras is, and what I do is, I get you into your body so you can get out of your mind and into your spirit. That's what this breath technique does. So let's go ahead and get with that breath technique. It's called the Breath Master Technique. Hence my name, Breath Master. Okay, so this technique is very simple. In order to get more air into the lungs, first you need to get as much carbon dioxide out. So we do what is called the cleansing breath in yoga. And we use the sound of a letter, the letter H. That letter uses the abdominal muscles to push air out of the body. And we're going to do the, you can start with the letter H, H, H. So on the back end of that or, and you want to extend that exhalation. That's going to really engage the abdominal muscles. That's going to get out more carbon dioxide so you have more room for more oxygen to get in. We want to oxygenate the blood fully. And in order to do that, we have to empty it out, empty the lungs as much as possible. You ever want a glass of water and you go and you look, there's no clean glass. Hopefully that's not the case. But imagine this. You go in, there's no clean glass. There's a glass that's got like, some tea or something in it that's been there for a while, and it's like halfway full. You wouldn't put clean water in that and then drink it. You would empty that tea and you would drink from a clean glass. And you will fill that glass up to the point where when you drink, it's going to fill you. So you want to empty the lungs. The lungs are containers for oxygen. So you want to do that. And extend that as long as possible. You want to do this softly. You want to do this slowly and gently to allow the organs to basically find their place as you're doing this exhalation and squeezing them. Then you want to inhale. So the H sound, the sound accentuates the exhalation. So to accentuate the inhalation, you want to place the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. You want to curl it back, and you want to maintain contact with the roof of the mouth. You're going to close your mouth. Maintaining contact there, you're going to inhale through the nostrils. You're going to do that slowly and gently, allowing the abdomen to fill first. Then the chest will expand. If you find that you're going and the chest is rising and the abdomen is expanding, that's upper chest breathing. That's also shallow breathing. The lungs are actually supposed to drop down into the abdominal cavity in order to fill, and they're going to press the organs down when they do that. You're going to actually massage the organs in the process. That's part of what the breathing process is to do, is to massage organs in order to squeeze out waste and to invigorate the blood. They squeeze out more waste, it makes more room for good, clean blood to bring more oxygen in. So you want to inhale nice and gentle and allow that diaphragm to press down on the organs. Once your lungs are full, not to the point of bursting, you're going to inhale, allow the abdomen to expand first, then the chest to expand outward. Once the lungs are full, you're going to open your mouth, drop your jaw, let the tongue hit the bottom palate, and you're going to exhale with a. So let's do that breath. Place the tip of your tongue to the roof of the mouth, curl it back, and inhale. Release it and exhale. Curl the tongue back and inhale. Allowing the abdomen to expand first. Release the tongue, drop the jaw, and exhale, nice and gently. If you want to practice that breath more with me, then you can just loop it back and repeat. For those who are watching this recording on YouTube, I got my Facebook Live folks watching. How y'all doing? What's up, Ricardo? And I'm gonna keep it moving because this recording is for in perpetuity. Remember, if you have yet to subscribe my YouTube channel, Breathmaster Aaron Motley on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of course, share with others so that your friends and family and loved ones can benefit, and your enemies, from this information. Okay, everyone needs the opportunity to be healthy. That's why I'm doing this, free of charge at this point. Okay, so let's go to the organ clock. You on Facebook? You're not going to be able to see this. But I'm gonna share my screen. When you go to the YouTube channel to check this out, you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, on my organ clock, I've already pulled it up. Remember, I did this myself. So the homework assignment for day 2 was to ask your device, show me an organ clock. Once you got that organ clock, your job was to get a piece of paper, a large piece of paper so you can make it visible. Get a circular item and draw a circle on that in order to create your clock. Divide it into 12 sections. Each section is a 2-hour section that lets you know that you're going to put the information on, and each 2-hour section represents the 2 hours of the day that a given organ is energetically optimal, and you are to operate in alignment with that organ at that time of day. So here we have the organ clock. Quick refresher, 5 to 7 a.m. is for the large intestines. You have your lime water, do some breath exercise, some movement. That's the time to employ the Breathmaster technique. You can do that before you get out of bed. Lying on your back, do that breath at least 20 to 30 times. I like to do things in multiples of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and so on. That Holy Trinity, okay? Then between 7 and 9 a.m. is the 2-hour section of the day for optimization of the stomach. Now, we've coming off of breakfast. We've had our lime water. So, we're coming off of a fast overnight. So we're going to break our fast at between 7 and 9. And we're going to have fruit. Optimally, all we want to put in our body at this time of day is fruit or a green smoothie. I talked about Edgar smoothie yesterday. So if you started making that smoothie, then you want to document what's going on with you. And yesterday, I was intent on mentioning that if you were drinking this smoothie and you happen to be on high blood pressure medication or diabetes medication, You want to monitor your insulin. You want to monitor your blood pressure, because this will help the organs normalize. When the organs normalize, so will the blood pressure level, so will the blood sugar level. So you don't want to wind up putting in more medicine, more medication than you need. And let your doctor know that you are in the process of putting more nutrient dense, fiber rich foods in your body, and that things are changing. So you want to chart this every day. If you're on those medications, you definitely need to be journaling and taking this seriously. If you're working with a loved one and you decide that you want to help them and you want to provide them with some nutrient dense, fiber rich foods that are going to turn some things around, Edgar Smoothie is definitely a go to. As you are sharing this with them, you want to make sure that they are on point with keeping track of the fluctuation of those numbers. And you want to make sure that if this is you, you're referring to your doctor, letting them know what's going on. If you're helping a loved one, then you want to make sure that you or they are sharing that information with the doctor. You don't want to keep the doctor in the blind, because the doctor makes decisions based upon where you are in your health. Every day that you go in to see them is a snapshot. They're making adjustments. So if your numbers are normalizing, they're going to have to bring down the medication in order to not create an issue for you. So be mindful of that. I didn't mention it yesterday. I was running, but I did put it in the comment section. So that's that. Now, also for this time of day, this is the time of day where you have an AM meeting, and basically you plan your day. If you don't have an AM meeting with someone else, have your AM meeting with yourself. This is where you plan your day. We talk about habits of most successful people. I'm gonna give you habits of most successful, healthy, super healthy people. This is how you do that. You basically work with the clock, the organ clock, in order to be able to have the optimal functioning of your body. How you doing, Miss Janine? Okay, so, and this is also a good time to pack your lunch and prepare that so that you don't have to be struggling or going or having to buy things that you don't need because you don't have your lunch pre-packed. Pre-packing your lunch is a great thing to do at this time of day. Okay, 9 to 11. We're going to talk about the spleen briefly. Okay, it says work and be active. Hey, you had your morning meeting, you had your breakfast, you had your lime water, you're supercharged, you're ready to go. The day is happening, and it's time to get moving. So you get busy, busy, busy. Either if you're sitting at your desk, you're getting work done, picking on the keys or whatever. If you're out in the yard, hey, you're making it happen. If you're a farmer, you've probably been up already. You probably got this done, some of this stuff done beforehand. But either way, this time of day, you're out in the yard, checking the plants, weeding, whatever. If it's the summertime or if it's the growing season, in the wintertime, you're probably going out looking and just making sure that things are getting prepped properly for the growing season that's upcoming. Okay, so work and be active. This is the time for the spleen. Now, a little bit about the spleen. It's associated with mental powers. Now, from the energetic standpoint, as far as emotions, the spleen is when it's compromised, people become pensive. They tend to worry a lot. If you know somebody who worries a lot, they probably need to flush out their spleen or do something with acupressure in order to deal with bringing that energy into balance. Okay, acupressure, acupuncture. I'm going to be talking about reflexology and acupressure, acupuncture as time goes on. Okay, so with the spleen associated with mental powers, it supports the metabolism. Excuse me. People a lot of people aren't aware that the spleen actually is one of the organs that makes blood. There are 3 places in your body that blood is actually made: marrow, most people know, the liver, and the spleen. Okay, so that's a little tidbit about the spleen. It converts nutrients to energy. Okay, If you're making blood, you definitely are converting some stuff into nutrients because you're making brand new blood cells and you're pulling energy into those blood cells in order to vitalize those brand new blood cells and to get them moving. Spleen is also a part of the lymphatic system. So it has an activity with both of those rivers of the body with helping to maintain optimal health. Okay, so we're going to recap. I don't want to feed you too fast. I want you to review those things that I've shared, go back over, make sure if you're doing the lime water and the coconut oil by now, and you're looking at the Edgar smoothie, you may want to try to get those ingredients. You can go to the international store for some of those ingredients. All of the ingredients you can get organic, I suggest you do so. One thing about a lot of things in the international store, some of those items are grown naturally, but they're not designated organic because they may not have um, the governmental matters in order to be able to deal with that, or the regulatory aspects within their countries and in their cultures. Maybe you can ask the uh, produce people where the stuff is coming from and what information they can get, and if they can give you the place and the name of the business, then you can go online and check. Do your due diligence. Okay. Most of the items, um, okay, so your string beans, you need to get that organic. You can easily get that organic. Your greens, you can get that organic. Your pineapple and your avocado, those are on the list of items that are, even if they're conventional, they're not that hazardous because you're going to peel the skin off. You're going to get what's inside, um, and things like that. So get into the nutrition piece a little bit down the road. So back to the recap. You're going to do doing those things. Place a comment in the comment section. What is your experience? We need to know. How is this affecting your body? You need to know. So that's why you're going to do these things and have this experience. And you need to share this information with people. Remember what I said? If you're having an issue, a challenge, the reason you're having that in your life is because there's something for you to learn. And once you learn, your job is to teach so that others don't get impaired by having these debilitating experiences. We want to minimize stress and drama in our lives, and we want to enhance our physical well-being and what have you so that we can be living in heaven on earth in this body. Okay? So I'm going to be signing off now. I think you've got enough. Remember, get your journals. Look for the upcoming Edgar Smoothie / CMOS workshop. That'll be a paid event. If it doesn't happen in January, it will definitely happen in February. Okay? So I thank you all for allowing me this time in your lives in order to share information. Oh, wow. I should have stopped sharing my screen. Well, no. Anyway, so that's the recap. Tomorrow we'll be talking a little bit more about the spleen. By the way, that's the 9 to 11 o'clock segment. We're going to touch on that a little more, and then we'll go on a tad bit into the 11 to 1 segment and talk about that organ. If you have the organ clock, you can tell me what that is. So, and if you haven't, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you now. I'll tell you tomorrow. Go ahead, get that organ clock, find out what that organ is, and let's keep this pace moving. Remember, keep it moving, keep it going, keep it flowing. Thank you for joining me, and